Hi, my name is Ken Campbell, and you're tuning in to the Griot in me. I arrived in Canada September 6, 1976 in Montreal. I originally came from Jamaica. I was in my early teens when I first arrived in Montreal. And I also live at some time in Alberta. And then I came to Ottawa, Ontario about 25 years ago. I liked the city of Montreal when I first came. I thought it was nice, it's big, it was clean. It was a big change from where I came from in Jamaica. And I liked the people, but to be honest with you, it got cold pretty soon after I arrived. And I was very excited for the snow when I first saw it, but it took forever for summer to come. And so, but it took a while to kind of get settled in, many years before I get used to the winter. But I'm really glad that I came, though. I'm glad I've been able to settle in Canada and to make Canada my home. I think in Montreal there was French, so we didn't speak French when we came from Jamaica. So that was kind of difficult to kind of navigate. Took a while to kind of meet friends in Montreal. And also, one thing I do remember clearly is that in Jamaica we play soccer, we play on the street. And when we came to Montreal, we couldn't play soccer on the street. The neighbors were chasing us away and said, go to the park and stop playing on the street. I remember that. But it took a while to kind of get used and to learn a little bit of French and, to kind of settle in. Just perseverance, linking up with people in the community. There was a community center in Montreal, a Black community center that we used to go to and hang out. And I would say, going to school, trying to do the best you can, surround yourself with people from your community. That kind of help to make life much easier to adjust. Yeah. In Ottawa, I would say the population has changed tremendously. When I first arrived in Ottawa, I could count on one hand the amount of Black people that I see, but I think over the years, I've seen the population have actually exploded, a lot of Black people. And I think the Black community have also grown and become very proactive and more engaging. There's a lot more activities, a lot more organizations that are doing good work. So I've seen a lot of progress in that regard. My work, by profession, I'm a social worker. I work with the city of Ottawa. I work specifically dealing with immigrant family relocating from different provinces coming to Ottawa. And so my work is to help the family to adjust, to find a permanent home. And so we provide support for children to go to school and employment. And then my community work is what I do through Jaku Konbit. It's something which I'm very passionate about. Jaku Konbit means Africans helping Africans. It's a work that really connects young people and connect their families to a lot of different resources that's available. And also it helps us to help build a strong and vibrant community. I'm very passionate about that. Yeah, so Jaku Konbit, I would say, is one of the most dynamic African-centered, community-based and family-oriented organization in Ottawa. Started up in 2000, and over the years it has grown to make quite an impact in the community by developing programs, sustainable programs and events that really reach out to children, youth and adults and seniors from the Black community. So over the years we have established a tutoring program called the Black Star Tutoring, which matches students in grade 3 to grade 12 that need assistance and support in math, English, French, and science. We also are developing a very successful mentorship program linking Black youth to mentors that they can identify what that looks like them to help them around jobs, employment, and entrepreneurship. We also run a drop-in program for seniors because seniors are very important. They are the foundation upon which we build our community. They've been here. And so we have a drop-in program where seniors can come together, they can socialize, they can learn information and talk about issues that is important to them. And they can also enjoy cultural food that they're used to. We also run some programs, some activities, such as the annual Ottawa Kwanzaa celebration. This is a celebration that really celebrates the beauty and the dignity of Black people. And it's open to everyone in the community, but it's really focusing on what is it that we as people of African descent have in common, our shared history, our shared culture. And in addition to that, we do a job fair called Ujima Job Fair, which is really reaching out to connect young people and adults from the community to jobs and support. And finally, we run an event called Ujama Market. Ujama Market means Ujama means cooperative economics. And what it is that we created a space and we invite many Black vendors, people who have home-based businesses, people who are entrepreneurs, to come together into one location. Then we invite the entire community to come and support these business owners. And the idea behind that is to encourage investing back in our community by supporting vendors and entrepreneurs and business owners. We think it's important that the Black community pool their resources and support local businesses. This way we can build a stronger and more vibrant community. The last Ujama market that we have, within 6 hours, we generate $10,000 of sales. So money was going back into the community. Jaku Konbit means Africans helping Africans, and we believe it's important as people of African descent that we look first to ourselves to support ourselves as much as we can. Because no one is obligated to do for us what we are obligated to do for ourselves. So the message is to encourage the community that we have so much richness in terms of culture. We are so creative as a people, but we have to also begin to pool our resources to support each other. And the Ujama Market aim and goal is just to do that. I would say, speaking from Jaku Konbit, the organization has grown in terms of its capacity to deliver sustainable program, to be more, to be able to have far-reach impact. Because one thing that we have developed is strategic partnerships. So we have created partnership with a number of different agencies and businesses in the community. So that has been a very significant change. When we started, we were just a small group doing things on our own, working in silo. But over the years, we realized that it's important that we have to work together. We have to build network. We have to build connection. And so over the years, that has helped us sustain Jaku Konbit. And I think that's the reason why we're able to be here for 20 years. You can't do community work without self-development. That self-development is quintessential and absolutely necessary. That means individuals have to learn about their history, have to learn about their culture, have to learn from the past, so they learn the mistake that was made to avoid making the same mistake. So by learning your history and your culture, it helps you and empower you to move forward. So I've learned that not only do we have a great history and a great heritage and a great culture, but we have great resiliency as a people, and that we have to tap into the past and look at the things that we have done in the past and learn, extrapolate the wonderful lessons that we can learn and to build up on that, and recognizing those people that came before us who have done great things. Because sometimes we think we got here on our own, but we didn't. There were other people that laid the foundation for us. And so it's important to connect the past with the present to build for the future. What inspired me, I think, is that Black people are beautiful people. I just love our culture and love who we are. And I think that it's sad to me when I see that we don't recognize the beauty and the richness that we have as a people. We are trying so hard to run away from ourselves. We are trying so hard to run away from our past. but we can't run away from our past because the past is what makes us who we are. What we have to do is to learn from the past and to build something better. So I'm inspired because I know that so much resources that are available, and we are not even scratching the surface of the resources that are available, not only here in Ottawa, but across the diaspora in terms of people of African descent on a global level. So one of the things which I would like to do is to make that connection, to connect with people of color here in Montreal, link up with Toronto, link up with other people who have similar interests in running similar program across Canada and also outside of Canada. Because I think it's important for us to build a bridge and to make connection. Life taught me that if we believe in ourselves, if we truly believe in ourselves, we can accomplish anything we put our mind and our heart to, right? We have to understand how the mind works, that action follows thought. So if we have the right thought and the right focus and the right vision, we can accomplish anything. But it's not just having the right vision, it's also surround yourself with people who have similar vision. Because you need the support, you need to be in an environment that will encourage and cultivate a sense of purpose, a sense of dignity, and a sense of success. So creating that environment is what will propel us to accomplish even greater things. I would say self-love. Love ourselves, okay? Because we're trying so hard to be like everyone else, and we're ignoring the beautiful blackness that God gave us. We have to embrace who we are, love ourselves, and then project that love and project that sense of dignity to others. We don't have to try and be like everyone else. We just have to be who we are, accept who we are, and build upon that dignity. We have the greatest history, the longest history. We're the most ancient of all people. And so we have to remember that and embrace it and share it with the world. Learn from the past so you can plan a better future, right? We have an African history class called Sankofa, which means you must go back and learn so you can move forward. So it's important for us never to forget where we come from, okay? Always remember where we come from. And even if the experience is bad, you learn from that. So make the connection, realizing that the future is connected to the present, and the present came about because of the past. So we have to make that linkage here. The Griot is someone who remember the heritage and the culture, and they can recite the story and they can pass it on to the generation. I think that's the work of Jaku Konbit. What we are doing is that we are passing on what we have learned through the various programs that we have. We are passing on to our youth. And sometimes the youth might go on and do different things, but we hopefully that we have planted a seed that will, at one point or some point in the future, will kind of grow and they will remember. Because sometimes as young people, you know, what's important to you is not the same thing as an older person, right? You just want to have fun. But once we lay the foundation as a Griot and let the young people know what is important, and we plant that seed, you know, if it's planted in good soil, it will grow up and they will come back and say, hey, I remember when I used to go to Jaku Konbit, you know, I didn't really appreciate what they were saying. I remember that African history class. Now I understand what they're saying. So I think the Griot is about keeping the tradition alive, keeping the culture alive, keeping the story alive, and pass it on from one generation to the next. What I would like to say in summary is that Jaku Konbit means Africans helping Africans, and that we have to always remember that we have the skills, the knowledge, the experience, and the resources to really, really make a big difference. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to think that we don't have it. We have it. We have to believe in ourselves. And I would also add one final thought is surround yourself with people who have similar beliefs and ideas, so that they can create that atmosphere, that environment that will encourage you to move forward.